Neutral opinion and looking ahead to this game.
Well, I'm hoping to be unbiased. Born in Chennai, I might have to err slightly towards India, but I'll give you a completely unbiased opinion.
Now tell me this, Team India 10 wins on the trot and 8 for Australia. Is this the dream final in front of 130,000 people?
I think so, for so many different reasons really. You would say they're the best two sides in the tournament. And also the history, we go on about the Ashes, and there's obviously also, India play England, but really recently one of the high-profile games in world cricket is India against Australia in all formats. And also obviously it's a repeat of the final from 20 years ago, and unfortunately we got Ricky with us in the commentary box. He'll be waffling on about his 140. It was one of the great World Cup innings, and that's why you remember it. You remember World Cups, you remember finals, but what you really remember are legends of the game that made a difference in those finals, and Ricky Ponting's 140, 2003 Johannesburg certainly made a difference.
Absolutely. Now Nasser referred to Ponting. Let's take a look what the architect of Australia's 2003 World Cup victory has to say as he weighs up these teams.
Now that these two teams have made it through to the final, it's about who can stand up, who can hold their nerve best in a final, and Rohit Sharma's playing with a sort of freedom that I've never seen him really play with before. A few of their players have continued to improve their games right the way through. When you've got a captain that's showing that much confidence, it's easy for the other players underneath to go out and play the same way, but you've got to do it in a World Cup final now. That's what it's all about. Whenever you win games, it's still really critical to critique what you haven't done so well in the game. They're going to need to be better to beat India, who have clearly been the best team through this tournament.
Now Ricky Ponting believes that Australia is going to have to be a lot better than what they were in that semi-final, but with 5 World Cup victories in 7 attempts, they're a different beast when it comes to the final, right?
Absolutely. Australia are serial winners of this competition. The history tells you that. This Australian side will definitely up their game for a final. What was it? They had 7 players from the 2015 final. A lot of these Australian players will rise to the occasion. They were being brought up in an era of watching World Cups and Australia winning World Cups, and they will want to continue that and create history of their own.
Nasser, you referred to Team Australia as serial World Cup winners. Now Steve Smith, who hit those winning runs in 2015 when they won the last time, let's hear what he has to say ahead of this game.
Traditionally, Australians have competed really well in World Cups, and we've won quite a number over the years, and I think the way we started this tournament, we didn't get things off to a great start, but we've been on a roll, winning 8 straight since then, and we feel like we're in a good place to take on India, who have also been in phenomenal form. 130,000 fans at the game. It's going to be incredible, and the atmosphere is just going to be amazing, and we just have to soak it all up and put in our best performance.
Now we could say that India truly has had a player for every occasion. So far with the player of the match, the spoils have been shared equally, more or less, between the batters and the bowlers.
Yeah, it's been a real team effort. It's not been like 2 or 3 individuals that have carried the team. Not just the big names, but also just subtle things, like Kuldeep in the last game, when it was going a little bit pear-shaped for India. He came on and bowled, I think he bowled 2 overs, 1 for 6, which was quite brilliant, just stopped the momentum of that New Zealand innings. Surya Kumar Yadav against England, just that finishing off, getting 49, and things like KL Rahul. Obviously his batting has been wonderful, his wicket keeping is catching down the leg side. So it's all those subtle things they've done very well throughout the tournament, as well as the big name, big occasion players.
You mentioned KL Rahul. Now he's been the silent contributor with the bat and also behind the stumps. He shares his thoughts on the team's mantra and the success.
Individually everyone recognizes that everyone has a very important role to play, and in a World Cup we don't really get second chances, and it's been a great effort together. Collectively we've done extremely well, so we find ourselves in this position to play the final. So we all know what we need to do. We're still excited, we're still calm, and we know what is expected out of us. So one more day where we get to play together as a team and do something special.
With everything you just said, Nasser, I cannot wait for this final, but I have to hear your predictions. Australia's 6th World Cup victory or the 3rd for India?
That's a good question. Sport can do funny things. If you're asking me who are favourites, absolutely India. 10 from 10. They've not got a single player in that dressing room that is out of form. But if there's one side that can beat them in this tournament, it is Australia. Because A, as we've mentioned, they are serial winners. They won't bottle it. If you're asking me who's going to win it, if I had to bet my life on it, I'd say India. But just be wary, you're a fool to write off Australia in World Cup finals.
You're absolutely right, and it's going to be a cracker of a game. Thank you, Nasir, for being a part of our last show. We've loved bringing these shows to you guys, and I hope you've enjoyed them. Till next year.